and welcome to our second Tabletop Spoiler Guide.
Whoop, whoop.
Tyler, I'm so excited. I had such a ball last time we did one of these.
Guys, the last time we did this was March? February?
I wasn't even here.
That's true. You weren't even here,
This
Sam.
is Sam's first Tabletop Spoiler Guide.
Aww.
Yeah, so we've, up until now, after, we've only had one episode that happened to overlap with a second edition adventure, and this is the second. So, spoiler warning, if the title or the description was not enough, we will be heavily spoiling the adventure path Quest for the Frozen Flame here. I'm not going to talk about every little detail about what the characters do, because, some of it is not that interesting. But I will be talking about the overarching plot and the twists.
Yes. So if you're a player, definitely turn this off.
If you are running this as a GM, feel free to stay and just kind of get a overarching plot and see if, something you want to run. I, up until reading it, was not that interested in running it. But after I read it, I'm like, ooh, this is actually seems like a lot of fun. So if you're in my Monday group, Connor, I know you listen to this, you either need to stop listening now or continue to listen and then don't say anybody. So don't say anything to anybody else, because I think I want to run this one after we finish Abomination Vaults.
Let's go.
So the Quest for the Frozen Flame is kind of a big ol' hex crawl.
Okay.
I like me a good hex crawl.
Which we've talked about, I think we've talked about in one of our campaigns, but basically a hex crawl is like, instead of doing your normal, I go to this city and then this happens and I have this combat and whatever, like a hex crawl is basically you look at the map and then you move your characters around a map and it'll take days or weeks or whatever, depending on how big the hexes are, to travel, and things happen. In each hex, there might be events or whatever. So this is kind of a big hex crawl, and throughout this campaign, you're building a following. You are scouts for the Broken Tusk following.
Okay.
Or the Broken Tusk clan.
Are we trying to do heroic or brave things to become herders, or are we just like the low people?
No, so you are currently scouts.
We're level 1.
Okay.
This is like a 1 to 20.
Yeah,
okay.
This is a 3-book adventure, so it is 1 to 11.
Okay.
So if you want an adventure that, doesn't go a full 20, because I know some of those take forever, it's 3 books, 1 to 11.
Okay.
Relatively nice. So I'm going to need somebody to back the Broken Tusks. Who wants to be...
Oh no, it's Ryan and I pitted against each other.
Yes.
Once again. What's the other side, though?
Yeah, what are our options?
You are... The rival clan in this adventure are the Burning Mammoths.
Oh.
So the
So
Broken
you can
Tusks
choose.
and the Burning Mammoths.
Oh. I'm like, which one's the villain? I want to be the Burning Mammoths.
All right.
Burning Mammoths.
Team Broken Tusk, let go.
Team Broken Tusks. Okay. So you are, Ryan, the Broken Tusk clan. And
Let's go.
And the party plays as scouts for the clan.
Good.
So the adventure...
I think I'm the villain. Uh-oh.
So the adventure starts out as you are doing your thing. You have your path. You have your following, whatever. And word comes that you are about to be kind of overrun by a rival clan, the Burning Mammoths.
It's me.
Those monsters.
Yes. So the first part of the campaign is as the scouts, you are trying to scout a path to flee from the Burning Mammoths.
Oh, so we're not even going to try to fight them. We're just running away.
Yeah, you're you're getting chased, and you're we are not strong enough to face this war band.
I'm a strong baddie.
Run away.
Yes. So that's part of the hex crawl. You're choosing your path. You're kind of scouting
cool.
the path through to keep your following safe.
Okay.
So as you flee east, you end up talking to somebody who says there might be an artifact that can help you.
Of course.
Called the Primordial Flame.
The Primordial Flame.
Yes.
Of
Sounds
course.
very cool.
So you find this and you're okay, now we need to get away from the Burning Mammoth clan. We need to find this Primordial Flame. We just need to get away from Sam's clan.
I think I should get the Primordial Flame. I'm a Burning Mammoth. We like fire.
Disagree. Hard disagree.
Rude.
That's fair. As the adventurers run into kind of the Tusk Mountains, which I mentioned it briefly, but it kind of splits the realm of the Mammoth Lords in half. Kind of a mountain range, Tusk Mountains. You guys are finding your safe path, whatever, and then, shocker, you're betrayed.
Dun dun dun.
Somebody in your clan has joined the Burning Mammoths.
Yeah, that's because we have prizes and cookies.
We got cookies. So you have to fight them off, and that's kind of like book one, where you're like doing the exploration, kind of running away, leveling up. So you're still building your following throughout all this. Like you need to get power, but kind of like fight off this rival clan.
The betrayal.
Yeah. So the place where you've heard where the flame was, it's not there. So
Oh, dang it.
you find out that it's in a place called the Lost Mammoth Valley.
Mm.
So you guys end up getting there. You get into this huge valley, and there's still some more exploration. There's a bunch of different places to explore there, but you're now trying to kind of find your way out.
More escape. Okay.
Yeah, because there was a way in, the Burning Mammoths followed you in, and you're trying to get out.
Are they chasing us the whole time we're in the valley too? Or did they like, nope, we're not going in there?
You're kind of being chased to some extent this entire campaign.
Sam, leave me alone.
I don't give up, Ryan.
Clearly.
I'm not sure why I am after your tribe, but I can't stop now.
She's like, we've come too far.
We're fully committed.
It's too embarrassing to stop now, so I'm gonna keep going for it. So,
oh my gosh, we told everyone like 2 months ago we were doing this. Like we can't back down.
yeah,
We've lost our motivation, but we're gonna keep going.
yeah. So as the broken tusks are in the Lost Mammoth Valley, you find out while exploring that both the exit and the primordial flame are in the lair of a white dragon.
Oh,
So,
that
like,
could be dangerous.
Yeah, so you
Well, sure.
guys, your goal in both cases is through this dragon's lair.
Okay.
So this dragon is called the Nexus.
The Nexus.
The Nexus. And for the most part, you fight your way through, and you succeed. You confront the dragon, you fight it, you take it out, and you get the primordial flame.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Campaign over.
We did it.
Can
Or
I
is it?
question, how are we holding the primordial flame? Does it fit in a mason jar? Is it like on a stick? Is it in our hearts?
I believe it's like
Our hearts?
it's like a lamp.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, the primordial flame is a lamp. But here's the issue: primordial flame is cursed.
There's always a catch.
Aw.
Always a curse.
Should have known.
It's the genie in the lamp.
Yes, that ends book 2.
Dang it.
You have the primordial flame. You thought we're good, but you're still in danger.
Loss after loss. The Tusks are not doing great.
Tusks are.
Do we know what the curse is?
Yes. So basically, anybody who wields it cannot be separated from it, so you can't get rid of it, and it causes you terrible anguish
Oh.
that's
while
really
you
upsetting.
are kind of holding it. Like a lot of Pathfinder cursed objects, it's one of those things where like it's usually bad and you can't get rid of it.
Okay, so who told Ryan's clan that this was a good idea?
Kind of a sage earlier. The primordial flame is kind of like a mythic item.
Sure.
So
The
like
stories foretold.
Yeah.
The prophecies, Sam.
So it wasn't necessarily like subterfuge, like, yeah, go find this thing, it'll be
no,
great.
it's
Wink,
like
wink.
yeah. So it wasn't like a big 4D chess plan. It was like
Okay.
this thing, according to the history, was actually
it was in the Elder Scrolls, obviously.
Well, sure. I just didn't know if the burning mammoths were so sneaky that we infiltrated the sage and planted the idea of this terribly cool object.
no
And then suckers.
right. So now it's cursed, and you basically kind of find out that you have to track down this person named Medowac
Medowac. Okay.
to kind of like lift the curse.
Okay.
And we'll get to him in a minute. As you guys kind of get out of the valley, you end up in a place called Hillcross, which is kind of a big walled area that's kind of safe and a good safe haven for you and
Okay.
your following.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the Frost Giants, they have come to attack.
Loss
Oh.
after loss after loss. The Tusks are having a bad year.
But the scouts are able to fend them off.
Good. As expected.
And here's where I talked a little bit on the last episode. You are awarded the title of Mammoth Lords.
Oh.
Okay.
And so the next part of the book is you get some megafauna mounts and you go across the land
Yes.
It's
looking,
Ryan's dream.
Yeah.
Yes.
which is why I'm like, I need to play this campaign.
Yes!
This seems amazing. So
What are my options for mammoth? Like, is it only mammoths, or can I pick other megafauna?
I think mammoths are the canon option. I think there might be a couple others. I'd have to look at the list.
Can I ride a triceratops?
That is one of the options.
I want a saber-toothed tiger.
I think that is one of the options. I'm not sure.
Let's go.
That'd be sweet.
Right?
I'm in. This is way better than the elk we got in your campaign, Sam. I'm sorry.
Look, okay, you guys are level 3, and you're not in a cool place. I don't know.
Yeah. And so, as we are continuing, obviously we are kind of speeding through this campaign.
Sure.
You take longer. So, this isn't as quick as what's going on, but I'm just hitting the high points.
Sure.
So, you guys follow Meadowak's trail to the Tamarnian Tar Forest.
Tamarnian Tar Forest. Okay.
Yes.
Is that still in the realm of the Mammoth Lords?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So all of this is kind of still in the land, in the country.
Okay.
And here's where, turns out, the Burning Mammoth leader, Ivarsa.
Oh, hey, what's up, my girl?
Yeah. And Frost Giant ally, Hedramon.
That sounds like a Digimon, but okay.
I was just going to say it's a
It does.
Digimon.
Hedramon.
For those of you who don't know, Tyler is a huge Digimon fan.
I am a huge Digimon fan. Ryan always makes fun of me because about once a year I'm like, get back into a Digimon mood and then like play Digimon World. I wanted to make a Digimon reference in the last episode. Because, okay, this is a deep cut, guys. So if any of you played the fantastic video game Digimon World, which came out late 90s.
Sam is like a hand in her head.
Yes.
Head in her hands right
I've watched Tyler play it. It's fine.
There is a place that's like the kind of like dinosaur zone. And you, at one point, they have like the speedy dinosaur zone and the slow dinosaur zone. And like time passes and you're in the speedy, it passes at double speed. And if you're in the slow, it passes at half speed. So the whole time I was thinking about Realm of the Mammoth Lords, I'm like, this is like the slow dinosaur.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, I'll have to play Digimon again.
I was imagining this like the dog park where it's like, here are the slow moving dogs and here are the fast moving dogs.
Nope, just
don't
time.
get run over.
Nope, just time. Anyway, back to the campaign. If you like Digimon, drop me a line because I can talk Digimon to anybody. And
Anyway, back to my girl Ivarsa and her BFF Hedramon, not the Digimon.
What does Hedramon digivolve into?
Hedramon is
Hydramon.
Hydramon. What's
or
like...
wait, is he a hedge into like what does a hedge become? A tree?
Yeah, it's like you have Shrubdramon, Hedramon. Oh,
I'm done. Okay.
We apologize to everybody listening. It's like, what the hell are you guys talking about? Anyway, as a GM, ignore the last 2 minutes of things. Anyway, so they're also kind of looking for this place where Meadowak is.
Okay, so everyone's looking for the same place.
And so here's where I'm going to kind of take a step back and kind of give you a background. So the Primordial Flame is a lamp capable of turning barren tundra to verdant forest.
Oh,
that seems very relevant.
Yeah. So a popular tale of how it came about claims that the Kelid goddess Sister Cinder created the flame to lead her followers out of the Age of Darkness. So after Earthfall, they said this is kind of like one of the more popular tales of how it came about was to kind of help in the Age of Darkness to like turn wasteland into forest to survive off of. However it got created, it fell into the hands of the Burning Mammoths.
Uh-oh.
Who used it to preserve the environment. And
Oh,
establish...
yeah. Ha! I'm a conservationist, Ryan.
Dang it.
Establish migratory patterns across Avestan.
You're welcome.
How dare you?
They very much took the power very responsibly and knew that they had to keep a hold of it and make sure it was very responsibly made to make sure everyone could survive well.
I knew I chose right.
Sam has the smuggest grin right now.
So, all that changed
Uh-oh.
when 4606, the demons came out of the world wound.
Oh,
The Burning Mammoths had to flee into the current day realm of the Mammoth Lords.
Oh.
So,
because they were
part of their travels were through
Okay.
this. So they couldn't decide what to do about it. They weren't sure whether they wanted to hide it because it's such a powerful artifact that could produce a lot of good, or use it to wage war against the demons.
Okay.
So eventually, kind of a minority of the elders decided to hide it in the Red Cat Cave and wait until it was safe to unveil it. It's a cave that comes up in the adventure. That's
Sure.
where you search and it's not there. So the majority, the rest of them, were enraged and went to confront the demons, and they took the banner of the Burning Mammoth.
Wait.
The minority group had to create a new banner, the Broken Tusk.
Oh,
Dang it.
okay.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So this brings us to Metawak. Once the mammoths got to the World Wound, they realized they had no hope against the demons. And in their desperation, allowed a shadow demon named Zaleria to possess one of their brave warriors named Metawak.
Uh-oh.
So he could return to retrieve the artifact to bring it back to the battlefield and save his people.
Okay.
So if it hasn't clicked yet, they allied with a demon
Sure.
to
Which
get an
always goes
artifact to kill all the demons.
Yeah.
So
What could go wrong?
he managed to come back and obtain the flame.
Uh-huh.
But on his way
check-
back
check mark.
to the Burning Mammoths, Zaleria, who was possessing him at the time, kind of slowed his progress and made him dilly-dally and just kind of corrupted him a little bit and made him commit several atrocities.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, so at this point, he realized the demon's hold on him was too much. So instead of going back to the Burning Mammoths, he tried to break the curse.
Oh boy.
That's a noble. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is kind of where the curse on the artifact happened. As long as Metawak was alive, anybody holding the flame
Okay.
Like feels
the anguish.
Okay.
Mm.
Aw, that's
Yeah.
kind of sad, actually.
Right? So he tried to go about breaking this curse. He went to a dragon named Venexus,
Yep, there it is.
who he thought might have some connections to help break the curse. She instead saw how dangerous that artifact could be and said, no, we need to destroy this guy. So she tried to kill him.
Oh.
He used the flame to burn the dragon, but she still seized the lamp and basically sent him away.
So the white dragon was kind of okay. Yeah.
Yeah. The white dragon was
I usually roleplay the white dragons as big dumb idiots, but that's a smart.
yeah. No, in this
That's
case,
a smart call.
The white dragon was here to help. I mean, not really help, but was this is too big of power.
Yeah,
We got to stop this guy. So then he tried to go to Hillcross, which the party was in,
Sure.
to seek redemption and kind of try to get some help. And to their credit, they tried. They tried to help him, but they couldn't separate man from demon.
Okay.
And finally, in desperation, he went to the Mendevian Crusaders in Grimgorge Castle.
Good name for a castle.
They basically saw him as a demon spy and imprisoned him.
Oh.
To be fair, not a bad take.
And to their downfall, they weren't technically wrong.
Sure.
So while they were imprisoned, Zaleria kind of tapped into her demonic magic and sent a beacon to other demons who came and massacred all the Mendevians.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Yikes.
So that leads us to Metawak and Zaleria in a dungeon, no way to escape for decades.
Oh.
ooh. Okay.
Yeah, and then they kind of just tortured and comforted each other as neither could really kind of get out, and they were basically left to them.
That's rough.
It is
Yeah, okay.
real rough. So you guys get to, back to the present, you guys get to Castle Grimgorge.
Oh, okay.
And you're searching around, and you find Metawak's dungeon.
Okay.
So
Have we made up at this point? Did we
sorry, the Broken Tusks are the ones who found this.
Okay, so
At
we
the
know,
moment.
but Sam doesn't right now.
Yeah, so
Sam is still bad, I think.
so Avarsa is
The starting point for my tribe was good, but now I apparently am the ones who took the more evil side of things.
I mean,
I don't know about evil.
it's
Just
you did what you thought you had to.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
just
that's
went
fair. Okay.
kind of
Disagreement.
rough. So the Broken Tusks find Medawak, kill him, put him to rest, lift the curse.
Oh,
Okay, so the primordial flame works now.
Yeah. Over the course of that, you also fight and kill Hedramon.
Dang it.
And then after all that, Ivarsa comes in, take the primordial flame from the broken tusks.
Like for a good reason or a bad reason?
So let's talk about Ivarsa.
I'm like, what is her motivation? Please say conservationism.
She is an environmentalist. No, she is a burning mammoth who grew up in kind of the Mendivian War.
Ooh, I'm sensing some trauma.
So she went off to the Crusades and thrived. She loved it.
Sensing some more trauma.
Loved murdering demons. Loved the violence. Loved the bloodshed.
Oh boy.
So when the world wound closed, she said, I need another outlet.
Oh no.
And so she came back to the Burning Mammoths
And found embroidery.
and basically took up knitting. No, she basically turned the Burning Mammoths, took them over, and turned them into a war band.
Oh boy.
A brutal war band. She had heard the stories growing up about the traitorous broken tusks, but also that they took the primordial flame, or that there was an artifact called the primordial flame.
I take back my smug look.
Uh-oh.
So she said, we can just get back all our former glory if we get the primordial flame.
Mm-hmm.
So to do this, she joined up with the Frost Giants, specifically the Greylock clan, led by Hedramon.
Sure.
So you might be wondering, what do Frost Giants want with a primordial flame?
Everybody just wants to be warm.
The
It's cold
answer
up here.
is, Hedramon wants to destroy it,
Oh.
because it turns perfectly great Frostland into terrible temperate climate.
Yeah, I mean, that actually very much checks out. Yeah.
So Hedramon wants to take it and hand it to Jarl Nargarok
Oh, Jarl.
to get in his good graces and destroy it, because you don't want to wreck good Frostland.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
So both Ivarsa and Hedramon know that they want the flame for basically the opposite reasons.
Uh-huh.
And they both know they're going to betray each other, but they'll deal with that later.
Enemy of my enemy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They teamed up and basically went on a murdering, pillaging, torturing spree to figure out where the heck this flame was.
I mean, it sounds like they have a lot in common. As much as they wanted each other's throats.
Yeah.
It's an excellent romance.
We're going to ship it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
They end up figuring out that after torturing and interrogating a Hillcross historian, that it's hidden in the Lost Mammoth Valley, which I said earlier they couldn't find because it was lost after the World Wound and the Great Quake opened. So because they ran out of leads, that's why they went with the only lead they had, the Broken Tusk following. So from the get-go, they were trying to follow the Broken Tusk to get answers on the primordial flame.
So it kind of was 4D chess, Sam. I mean, kind of worked out.
Yeah.
Did it work out?
I mean,
So it doesn't work out for Ivarsa because you kill her. The Broken Tusk
okay, good.
Well,
take
sure.
her out.
Bye.
And yeah, so you have the flame. You have dealt with the leader of the burning mammoths. Sorry, Sam.
It's all right. I figured I was the baddie when I chose it.
Your people are good, or at least they were well-intentioned.
Yeah, they started well.
Yeah.
I would like to believe that I am actually portraying ye olden grandmother from the Burning Mammoths, who's like, it really went to shit when that one showed up.
Yeah.
It's back in my day, we liked things. The kind of epilogue to this is you come back and find out that Hillcross was attacked by the rest of the Burning Mammoths and the Frost Giants.
Okay.
So here's where the following builds up. Because you've been building up your influence and most of your following is back at Hillcross, how well you did on building up your following determines how well Hillcross manages.
Uh-oh.
And so like you can get to, if you built up well and roll well on your check, it's like based on how big your following is, you get a check. And then if you succeed, like they take care of them and you're good. Like worst case, if you crit fail this check, Hillcross could be destroyed.
Oh.
Which kind of sucks.
Okay, an interesting mechanic at the end there. Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So it's kind of a cool, like, ties it all together of building your following. So the kind of real epilogue to the story, and unlike the last spoiler guide, which had large ramifications for the continent.
Yes.
This one is kind of more open-ended. So as the players, you can kind of choose what you want to do with the primordial flame. You can reignite and kind of like rekindle the lost paths. But because your people have adapted over the 100 years, since, you know, the world wound opened up and closed, you don't necessarily need them to survive. It's not like the ancient times to get out of Earthfall, right?
Sure.
You could also destroy it. It's too powerful,
Mm.
and you can get rid of it that way. So that's kind of up to you. Other things you can do kind of following out of this, since this is only an 11th level campaign, they give you some kind of places you want to go after this. Like you can go fight Nargarok, because you don't actually deal with him. You kind of deal with his commander.
Oh, yeah, he's kind of like okay.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, you could go deal with him. You can do kind of other things. So like, it's kind of interesting, the different options you can come out of this. And like we said in kind of the Irisen campaign, or the Irisen Reign of Winter, like there were a bunch of choices coming out of it, but like one ended up being canon. So it'll be really interesting to see which one Paizo sets as canon for this one. But yeah, so that's the adventure. Seems cool. Seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Not as like world breaking, but like kind of interesting and a good twist at the end of like, oh, you know, we're all together.
I like kind of the intrigue of how the clans were together and apart. And,
it's really interesting to kind of be the players in this, where you start as like, why is this rival clan attacking us? All this stuff, and then you kind of like realize more and more about the history of like your clan and what happened. So, yeah.
I feel like that's really cool, just from also the perspective of, we know that this is a culture of storyteller history rather than like books. So it's like, oh, we are getting all of our information from word of mouth. So you kind of have to walk through the adventure path collecting that word of mouth from the different people that you're meeting.
It's kind of interesting too, because one thing I didn't kind of touch on is like the Broken Tusks were the kind of follower, or were the protectors of the flame, right? They were the ones who came out, and after Medoak came and stole it, they kind of like lost their way a little bit too, because they're like, we'd had one job and we failed. And then they kind of, when it fell back into that storied history of exactly what happened. So by the time you guys hear it, the Broken Tusks are like, primordial flame, what is this?
Right.
The current day, even though their clan were the protectors at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, like I said, I really want to play this. And Connor, if you made it this far, don't say anything to your wife.
Or anyone else.
Or anybody else in that campaign. I'm watching you. But yeah, so that's what we have for the spoiler guide today. Glad you guys have come, joined me on this.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. Yeah. Definitely be down to play this.
I love all the adventure paths. As a GM who runs exclusively adventure paths, like this is one that I thought, I was like, let's see how it is. Then I'm like, dang, that seems fun. Both from like the hex crawl and the story, and just like riding freaking mammoths.
Triceratops.
Yeah. So cool. Yeah. Thanks to everybody. If you listen to this one, enjoy the second episode of the day. If you listen to both. But until next time, safe travels, everybody.